Hi, today's question is about yoga for back pain, and a teacher wants to know, why is it so confusing? In some books I see different types of postures listed, and shouldn't all back bends be good, and so forth. And she asked in particular about Sphinx Cobra and a number of other related postures, say upward dog being on the list as well. And the first thing I would say is that it depends really where the pain is triggered from. So for example, if you've got a pinched nerve and the nerve is being pinched because of a back bend, then it depends how much of an angle we're going to work, and the only way we're really going to know is by trial and error. So, for example, somebody may just get away with back bends right away and never have a problem, and somebody else may be in intense pain at the slightest type of back bend. I just say baby cobra. They might feel pain there. So it's one of those things where back bends are not a cure-all, and neither are forward bends for that matter. It really is a matter of what the student is doing, how gradual you're putting them into a position, and how much accurate feedback they're giving you, and how do they feel the next day, and how do they feel in the following sessions. So it's one of those things where, for example, if somebody came to me and they had back problems to start with, and they mentioned that different types of movements bothered them and they pointed to back bends, I might be apprehensive about working with them on back bends at all, but I might try some very small angles. In other words, maybe baby cobra, something where it's much less, as opposed to something high like a raised cobra or a upward dog. So it's one of those things where you also have to realize too, some people will say, Sphinx is in the book. Sphinx says, the book says that Sphinx is the best possible posture. Maybe if you went into it gradually, you could start out with your forearms down and your body down, and then suddenly, slowly start to lift. But if I decide to go up and then use my skeleton to hold me and wedge me in place, and now I'm not really depending on muscle, but I'm certainly going to feel this in my lower back right away. Am I being safe or taking this slow? No. That's actually, I've jumped right into Sphinx, which is kind of a fixed position, and the point is I would probably start out with either Cobra, or if I was going to go into Sphinx, like I said, something like this, forearms down, and slowly pressing into the position, still keeping the forearms down, but I doubt I would go into a full Sphinx right away because of the pain. So there's another issue here, and that is for us to realize a lot of times that certain types of postures, we shouldn't just jump into them, especially if the student has problems that are pre-existing in the first place. So I know that the best thing to do is to get them to use their muscles to gradually move into the angle and then play it from there and get feedback. If somebody says it's hurting, it's painful, then you may as well stop, because we're not talking about pain in the muscles, we're talking about pain that comes from the back, in the spine. It's a completely different matter. And I think a lot of times one of the hard things to understand is if it's happening to someone else, you don't actually feel the pain yourself. But you want to try to be as compassionate as possible and respect what's going on inside that person's body. With that said, I wish you farewell. Namaste.